while back, I made a guide about improving your aim in Marvel Rivals, which people absolutely loved, but to be honest with you, I haven't practiced my aim ever since I made that video. So to put my money where my mouth is, I decided to aim train for 7 days in Marvel Rivals, just like in that guide, to see if it's actually worth it. And the results were more surprising than I thought. So I'll be sharing my progress each day, showing you exactly what I did, what I've learned and discovered by doing this, as well as my tips and recommendations if you want to start aim training yourself, but that is for later. Before we get anywhere though, you're probably wondering, how am I actually gonna spend my time aim training in the game? Well, let's quickly go over the routine. The aim training for each day will have 2 parts, one in the practice range and the other in a regular game. So let's hop in the practice range so I can show you. Once you're in here, we need to get to the special training area, which is a bit hidden, so if you don't know where it is, just follow me. Now here is where I will spend the first half of the training, but before I even start, we need to change some settings because the default ones aren't good for my goal. First of all, I'll be using Punisher. Why? Because he is hit scan, he fires full auto with infinite range, so he is really as simple and basic as it can be for tracking. Then, for the targets, I chose Luna Snow. Why? Because she sometimes skates around, making it more difficult to hit, and because she is skinny, so just a smaller target overall. Then we'll start with a fixed distance of 10 meters, we'll increase this a bit later anyway, but most importantly, the speed. You might be asking, why not keep the speed to normal so that it matches the speed in a regular game? That might seem logical, but we want the training to be more difficult than a regular game, because then the targets in a regular game will feel a bit easier to follow. So now that the settings are done, time to start the actual practice. First, like I said, on 10 meters, what I'm going to do is focus on being as accurate as possible while moving from one side of the room to the other. Adding movement is important because in a regular game you won't be standing still too much, so we want to train our aim to be good despite the movement. Then, really focus on keeping the crosshair on the Lunas as much as possible without being jittery or shaky. So I did this until I got 100 kills. Then, go and swap the distance to 30 meters. Same thing, start from one side of the room, go back and forth and focus on being as accurate as possible. This distance is a bit more accurate for in-game fights, especially if you're trying to shoot the enemy backline, so it's good to work on this as well. However, on this distance I only went for 75 kills because it is a bit more difficult. I will say though, for this first day I'm not expecting anything crazy or really anything at all, as I will be using the results from this first day as a baseline and reference to check my progress for the other days. So, after getting the 75 kills on this distance too, this part of the training is done. But what's my accuracy? Only 36%. Not too bad, but I'm not too happy with it either. However, you might say, well, accuracy doesn't matter. And yes, it's not really important in a normal game, but here in a controlled environment where the whole purpose is to be as accurate as possible, I think accuracy is a good enough measurement. Now for the other half of the training, I'm going to play a quick match. However, I will try to only focus on being as accurate as possible, keeping my crosshair on the enemies as much as I can, without worrying too much about positioning, ultimates or any other stuff. Only shooting. Playing against actual humans is certainly a step up in difficulty, but not necessarily because they are harder to hit. This is why we practice on super fast speed anyway. However, real humans will shoot back, so you can't just stand there shooting. You have to move more sporadically, meaning you have to juggle shooting and not dying at the same time. This game wasn't the best, but not the worst either. I think doing the practice range first helped as a warm-up as well. However, I wasn't too happy with my performance when shooting squishy targets. I still had trouble being accurate on them. We lost the game, but as a funny surprise to me, I ended the game with the exact same accuracy as the practice range, 36%. Still, I wasn't too happy with my aim, so let's go on to day 2, where I encountered a painful problem as well. On the second day, I slept kinda bad the night before, so I was feeling like shit, as you can maybe see by my face. But after a few minutes of doing the training, my arm and hand hurt like crazy. It was almost like cramping, which was making it more difficult to be accurate, especially on the smaller targets at 30 meters. It was so bad after finishing the training that I decided to just skip playing a quick match that day. But to be honest with you, I had this issue on the first day as well. However, I assumed it's just normal because I was now training muscles that I haven't really used in a long time in the arm and hand, so I just pushed through it. But on the second day, it was even worse. However, after investigating online for a little bit, it turns out it's because I was tensing up too much. I was so focused on being as accurate as possible that I was gripping my mouse way too tightly, which made my arm tense up and caused the muscles to start hurting. But lucky for me, there was a very simple fix to this. All I had to do was imagine that instead of my mouse, I was holding an egg, where the goal was to grip it enough to move it around, but not so hard that I would break it. So, with that in mind, I went on to day 3. I started with the practice range like usual. However, this time I was really trying to remind myself constantly that I'm holding an egg. Many times I would find myself tensing up and gripping too tightly, but I just had to remember to relax and hold the egg. Doing this definitely made it feel better than the previous days, and I ended the practice range training without my arm hurting like it did the first 2 days, with an accuracy of 38%, which was already looking like an improvement. But how am I gonna do in the game? Well, I was up against Captain America and Spider-Man, which are highly mobile targets, meaning they are a pain in the ass to actually track. I was okay on the normal targets, but trying to hit those two really tanked my in-game accuracy, as you can see by my reaction when I notice it. I ended up winning the game, but despite my abysmal 28% accuracy, I was actually happy because trying to shoot Cap and Spider-Man was really good practice.
Day 4.
Day 4 training started out really well. The egg exercise I tried on the 3rd day really helped my hand and arm feel more relaxed and more smooth, which meant better accuracy. I feel a little bit better today. I feel like I can kind of hit more. I don't know if I'm just imagining things. Even if it was just a very small improvement, it was still some progress. 39, okay. 39%. I do have more kills than the 175 because I did kind of forget about the first 8 kills on the first part, but still 39%. I think that's a slight improvement, and I did feel a bit better today overall. So let's try a quick match now and see how it feels. The quick match of the day felt like I was actually starting to shoot better. Yeah, this is good aim practice. This is good aim practice. I love that. No! No, 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 no. Oh my god. No, he's won. I fucked us. Shit. I should have just shot the Iron Man, bro. I should have just shot the Iron Man. Yeah, we're gonna lose because of that for sure, Ski. Had a few hiccups here and there. Oh, that was kinda... That was bad, bro. That was bad. Definitely could be way better, man. I mean, regardless about my positioning, and yeah, I mean, that ultimate was also pretty bad, but yeah, I don't like my aim. Anyway, that was the second game, or like the first game, or like the game of the day.
Tomorrow.
On the 5th day, the arm tension problem went away pretty much entirely. I was certainly way smoother and relaxed than when I started, and I think it was visible in the aiming as well. Already compared to the first day, my accuracy at the end of the practice range was pretty decent. However, the quick match I played didn't go so well. Man, I'm so bad. Why am I so bad at this fucking game, dude? My aim sucks, bro. Like, what is this? I got carried so hard, dude. I'm playing another one. Fuck this shit. I'm playing another one. Oh my god, I'm so bad. That was a bit better, but still, man, I'm not liking it, especially on those far away target range. What did I just say? Yeah, especially long range, I really don't like my aim. It's still bad. I mean, of course it's still bad. It's only been a few days, but not enough. Anyways, see you guys on the next day. On the 6th day, doing my training in the practice range like usual, but I was getting frustrated because I wasn't as consistent as I wanted. Come on, man! Sometimes I would one-clip a bot, but other times I would really struggle getting back on target. But despite already being a bit tilted by my own trash aim, the quick match I played after would only make things worse. Yeah, I don't know, man. Something's wrong here, guys. Something's wrong here. We already have levers, you know what it means. We have levers, there's a guy AFK. The game took like 20 seconds to load in. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a rigged game. But it doesn't matter, because all I care about is just shooting, shooting, shooting. Seriously? Oh my god, I can't go above. Why can't I go above? Of course. Of course, and we have another lever as well. Yeah, I mean, I knew this was an EOM game the moment it took like 20 seconds to load in. And like 2 AFK in the first half, like before the game loaded in. But aim-wise, I actually liked it. Aim-wise, I think it was okay. Can we have 6 people maybe? Like, 6 people would be quite good. Like, how do you fucking hit that shit? Of course, I miss it, just fucking barely. Where is this clanker, man? I got the clanker, I'm happy. I got the clanker, and of course my cloak ults way too fucking late as well. And we now don't even have a tank, because why would we? Oh my god, man, he's escaped again. Fuck off, spider fuck. Yeah, of course. Yeah, fuck this game. Fuck this game so fucking much. I'm done, fuck this game. The training in the practice range started out really well. I felt like I was way more accurate than normal. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe it's because I slept pretty well and shit, but I don't know, but I'm feeling really good today. However, that feeling quickly died out as I was starting to slip up, missing here and there, unable to get back on target. However, despite that, my accuracy after 10 meters was pretty good. Okay, 44, that's pretty good. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep it here for the 10 meters. Okay, the final part, the final time on 30 meters, I mean. And let's see how we go. I mean, regardless what the end result is gonna be, I feel way more comfortable aiming in general, at both distances. Now, I don't know how that's gonna translate in-game, but we'll see afterwards. Regardless, I am quite happy with my progress, despite what the final answer will actually be. Almost done. I kind of want to take a peek at my accuracy, but I can't. I'm gonna just have to wait. Let's just not fumble it now. And that's it. This is gonna be the final answer. Let's take a look. Gonna close my eyes, gonna press tab, and let's see the final result. Is it good? Tell me, guys, is it good? 42%! If I remember correctly, I started at 36% or 38%, which is pretty damn good. Like, if I started at 36, it's overall 6% from 36 to 42, but it might look like only 6%, but if we divide it, then it's more like almost 20% increase in accuracy from 36 to 42. That's a pretty big increase. Yeah, I am actually quite happy with this. Anyways, let's hop into a game, the final game, and see how I feel. Well, it looks like we joined a losing game. This is a great sign. Yup, I cannot wait for this game. Yep, that's definitely a good sign. Ooh, that was a good... Yeah, we're dead, unfortunately. That was so close, though. Okay, so far so good. I liked my shooting. We did get absolutely destroyed, but I did like my shooting. Especially on that Ultron over there. And we have another lever. Yeah, this is just another one of those games. It's just gonna be one of those games, isn't it? I guess no healings. Oh, I guess we literally do not have a healer.
Judge, jury, executioner.
Where's this fucking thing, clan? Yeah, kill that fucking tin can. Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, and we're just gonna lose right now, I'm pretty sure. Or not? Holy Wolverine! Holy Wolverine carry, guys. Holy shit. Gotcha, bitch. That was good shooting, guys. Holy shit, this game started so poorly, but we actually did it. I did enjoy my shooting over there. Yeah, I think that was fine. That was a good game to end on. Overall, I like my progress. So, with the 7 days being over and my progress being decent, despite a few hiccups here and there, here are my recommendations on things to keep in mind. First of all, I will try my best to keep doing this and be as consistent as possible. However, I will also introduce some clicking training here and there with Adam Warlock. Despite tracking being the best one to improve your overall aim, clicking is a bit separate, and if I want to actually click heads, I need to train for that as well. Secondly, I will probably increase the number of kills I go for in the practice range. I started going for 175 total kills on the first day, but by the 7th day, you could see me starting to increase the kill count just because I was actually getting in the zone and focusing deeply on being as accurate as possible, as well as just practicing for longer is probably better. Thirdly, I will try to switch up the targets here and there, specifically trying out Storm because she is the smallest and fastest flyer. I know most of the time we're shooting at regular targets on the ground, but especially for this season I probably should have thrown in some flying targets as well, so moving forward I will switch them up every now and then. Lastly, if you want to try this yourself, make sure to use the same settings as I explained. I honestly think they are the best for improving your aim. However, just so you don't make the same mistakes I did, please remind yourself to hold the egg and don't tense up your hand and arm, or you're gonna get cramps and pain. Then I also recommend doing it for more targets, just like I said I will from now on. So maybe aim for 150 kills on each distance or even 200 plus. Really, it's all about how much you actually want to train. But if you feel like your aim sucks and you haven't done this before, you should watch my actual aim training guide I made, because there I go into more detail on how you should practice not just tracking but other heroes, especially how to start easier if you're a beginner. Thanks for watching.